have your own.
If you don't talk about yourself, you should be able.
No, everybody knows it. So,
Well, yeah,
and I'll have to talk about current affairs. You'll have to talk about debates. You'll have to talk. So now, it makes it come up. But he's going back on it. He's going to get his own channel. And also, the guy who left Fox.
For more information, call
oh,
352-687-8889.
Yeah, his name will come to me. He's gonna have.
O'Reilly.
Yeah, he has.
O'Reilly?
He has his own channel now, but it's internet only.
Bill O'Reilly?
Yep, yep. And
Your deal.
he's gonna have his own, channel.
Oh, sure.
So they're sending me texts all the time, but information all the time about what satellite it's gonna be on and how to get it. Fun with Joe. Oh, wrong station.
No, wrong time.
All right, there's the Jim George music. Yeah, I was gonna play Old Lang Syne, I couldn't find anything.
Oh, no.
Jim George is here. We're gonna talk about whatever Jim wants to talk about. Technology, 2017, 2018. It's the variety show, Jim George, right? You're gonna redesign the show. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes, I was just asking Joe, what are you guys gonna do with the studio in 2018? You gonna paint it or something? He says, nope, that's, we'll check and see. We'll see what's gonna happen in 2018. You know, new look, new life. I'll be launching in 2018.
You'll be launching.
Yes, my IPTV will be reality, finally.
How can do I have to live in a certain community or?
Nope. No, at first, we're doing test communities, but once we work all the bugs out, then we will.
Robin's trying to get settled here. She's afraid she's going to sit in front of the
I'm
camera.
set now.
Just aim that at yourself, please. There you go. That's
All right. She's back.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
not really in the picture anyway. You can get
Okay,
closer.
good. Oh, no, I don't want to be in the picture. This is Jim.
She's always been in the picture. You can't.
In the audio. In the audio.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of new things. I brought you an article in about a new item.
Yes, it's
And
right
actually,
there.
it reads very well. You could just read it. Robin could just read it. It's only like 4 paragraphs.
Okay, it says, smart TVs join in the in-home digital voice race. While voice control of in-home smart devices continue to grow, consumers are going to be faced with even more choices in which devices they talk to for which thing. Consumers are getting used to using voice assistants, especially through smartphones. Almost half, or 46% of U.S. adults, already use voice-controlled digital assistants. This is according to a study by the Pew Research Center. Of that usage, 42% is via smartphone and 8% is a standalone device. Smart speakers like Amazon's Echo and Google Home provide applications such as adjusting lights and thermostats, as well as providing answers to questions more effectively by Google than by Amazon. Smart speaker adoption in the United States has passed 11% and is expected to reach 15% penetration next year. However, smart speakers and phones aren't the only way consumers are going to be increasingly interacting with devices by voice in their homes. Do you need me to continue?
No, it's fine. So
Okay.
the article goes on to say now their TV sets will be voice activated. And so you'll just say, TV, turn on.
Let me ask you something.
TV, change the channel. TV, find this.
What-
And is that a good thing?
Not for me.
I
Say the wrong thing, you're in trouble.
I was reading something that TVs now will move themselves to a different room. If, let's say, you're watching TV in the living room and you prefer to watch it in the bedroom, you'll just say, or whatever, program it to go to the other room. It doesn't say you can say it, but I'm thinking you can say it now.
You might be able to.
You can say, relocate to the bedroom.
Yeah, well, right now, as you know, I think it's Dish or Direct, one or the other, probably both of them by now. It's called the Hopper. You can freeze frame the one in the living room, go to the bedroom, and start it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you click it on.
Well, that makes more sense than actually the whole TV going.
Right, so that's just hand remote. You know, you pause it and you start it. But according to the voice activation article, you'll just tell it, pause. You go in the living room, TV, start. You know, things like that. And it says they have to train you. The part you didn't read goes further down is you'll have to be trained on how to use the voice activation for the TV. And then the TV has to recognize your voice.
Oh, really?
Same as the Echo.
So your neighbor can't come in and do something. Like I can't right now on the radio. If everybody listening to us
You're right.
has an Alexa, then I just screwed them up because I just said the word Alexa.
Exactly.
Oh.
Alexa goes, what? What?
Right, Alexa, Alexa,
Wake up.
Alexa, play the Beach Boys.
Can you change her name, Alexa? Can
Yes.
you change it to?
I did read that. We gave one to Doug. That's how I know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because Jan gave us one because we played someplace and I got bored with it in a half hour.
Yeah, I wouldn't want anything that's voice activated, I'm afraid.
But you know what I could do? I could listen in. I could hear what Doug was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to the Three Stooges, is what he was doing.
Oh,
Now you told your secret. He's going to unplug it. Right
technology is going to be the salvation of us and the death of us. You know, it's
When you
gonna-
were a kid and you were watching TV, did you have any brothers or sisters?
Oh, yes. I had brothers.
Did they ever sit in your way? Like when you were watching
Always,
TV? What did you say?
Move.
Move. Yeah, me too. It was a one-word command.
Yeah.
Move. Did you do the same thing when your brother sat in front of you?
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah, I did. I asked him
Isn't
to
it-
move. I said, "Could you move?"
Oh, you said, could you move?
yeah.
That was me.
Down in the front row.
It was just one-word command. Move.
And did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you knew it. That was the you know.
Well, it was that or else. So they moved. Yeah. That or else, you know. Pizza pie up back of the head. All right, get down in the front row.
Pizza pie in the back of the head.
Are you the only one in your family, Jim, that is into technology, like to the extent that you are?
Yes and no. So I have a nephew, my brother's son, that lives in Tallahassee, and he's a statewide electrical contractor. And he just recently found out 3 weeks ago he has a brother. And
What?
And he asked his brother, "What line of work are you in?" And he's in low voltage, same as I am. So you know,
What?
so
How did
we're
he not
all-
know? What's the story there?
He's let's see, almost 60, and he just was. Holidays were coming up, and he knew he was adopted, and he wanted to find. And come to find out,
Okay.
my brother, my older brother, was had a girlfriend in high school. She got pregnant, and she left and went to New Jersey, and that's where he was born and raised in
Oh,
New Jersey.
wow.
So when I said adopted, he had a stepfather, you know. So yeah, so and he looks just like my brother. Unbelievable.
Isn't that something?
Unbelievable. And even when my brother's wife saw the picture of the postcard, she couldn't believe it. She started crying and said, "Looks so much like your brother."
Did you ever sow any wild oats?
No, nope. I was pretty calm,
You're pretty-
cool, and collective. Yeah.
I did.
Oh,
I wonder if there's like other Alexes out there somewhere. I had a period in my life with that.
So, weeds, wild.
I'm not
oats.
proud of it. I'm not saying I'm proud of it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah, but you're in the entertainment field, you know. You
That
play
explains
plays.
everything.
Oh yeah, of course. Ripple effect.
In the low voltage field, I guess you don't sow
No,
many
no.
wild oats.
Too many wires to hold you back. Yeah. So that low voltage and high voltage. Yeah.
So how are the devices that are out there now that you can talk to going to affect your side of the industry?
Well, you know, things are starting to settle down a little bit. This voice activation thing is going to be around. I'm sure. You know, Star Trek started all that. Remember when they would tap their left shoulder or right shoulder and say, "Computer," you know,
Right.
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this or do
yeah,
that, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But the virtual reality is the thing taking off.
Oh, really?
You know, you remember on the Star Trek, they had a room that was virtual reality, right? They
Right.
would go into a room and they'd say, "Computer, simulate, let's say Earth," and they go fishing and everything, you know. Well, now you wear the
Oh, wow.
virtual reality, and, you know, and you see, you know, a new world, you know, right in front of your face.
Gosh.
So a 2-inch by 2-inch screen, 6 inches, 3 to 6 inches from your face looks like it's a 70-inch screen.
Isn't it amazing how
Pulls
much
your brain into that.
of our lives is really not real? When you think about it.
We're not even here. We're not here.
Well, we're here, but everything else isn't.
Yeah.
That tree isn't real.
So are you going to carry programs on your cable system where people can actually wear those virtual reality goggles or something and then interact with the program that's going on in your system?
Well, no, the internet will do that. We're an internet device that attaches to the internet. The internet will have its connectivity because it's such a fast-changing database. I mean, you know, when you and I turn our eyes to the left or to the right, a lot of times we don't even have to turn our head.
Yeah.
But in virtual reality, or the old ones, you'd have to turn your head and it would like give you a pan. But now it's just like you're in the room. I mean, everything your eye sees normally, you can see through virtual reality. I haven't tried the new sets yet, but people who have say it's really spooky to think you are actually in the place.
My
You reach
gosh.
out your hand and you see your own hand reaching out. You see
Wow.
touching things, and it's pretty spooky,
Oh, I want to try that.
especially with Key West and the ball coming down.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's great. You got your sheets all ready to go with your sign? I should make some of those up. That's a great entrepreneurial idea. You can sell them for a couple bucks a piece.
You never know.
That'd be great. We'll just have a kiosk right here outside the door.
Get your Key West sheets.
That's right.
They're not appropriate in Ocala. Actually, it would be okay in Ocala. You just have to keep them on. I think down there they lose them after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't stay on very
I
long.
don't think so. I don't know.
Do you have any New Year's traditions then?
No, the only tradition I really have is I make black eyed peas. Everybody wants me to make black eyed peas for them.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
No, she doesn't like them. She doesn't like the black eyed peas.
So, and it's supposed to bring you good luck, they claim. It to me, it's just good food. So my wife makes the cornbread, I make the black eyed peas, and we just sit around and have a.
Do you remember we had a restaurant
Wow.
in Ocala called the Black Eyed Pea?
I do.
Do you remember that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
When it first came out, I didn't understand what people were saying, and I always thought the rest of the sentence was the black eyed pea if the white guy'd get away from the urinal.
Oh my.
That's a statement right there.
Good morning.
Never a dull moment.
Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, Mr. George, Larry, Robin. You talk about technology, and the latest things now. You can see whatever virtual with these masks. Well, the technology that is in the helmets of our fighter pilots is absolutely unbelievable, even for somebody that is in technology fields. The stuff that is taking place there while these guys are flying these planes, I really don't know how they manage it all. It's just so much to manage, plus you got to actually see what you're doing and where the enemy is. I mean, everything is there in front of you, but still, I guess you don't even need to see the enemy anymore.
Yeah, Lori.
Everything is taken care of automatically with our technology.
Right.
But it's just mind-boggling to me how they fly the plane and watch what's going on in so-called virtual reality in front of their faces with this heads-up displays and everything else. And it's just, it's really beyond me, but it's something that's, I guess everything is basically top secret, but I'm just scratching the surface from what I see. And anyway, you guys have a happy New Year.
Oh, thank you. You too.
And I was wondering what your comments might be on that.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you,
This
Sonny.
world.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Well, the heads-up display are even on automobiles now. If you go to the International Automobile Show that was in Orlando recently, one of my investors went down there and he said, there's a pop-up display. In other words, it's like a hologram. So your dash is a hologram.
Oh, wow.
So your speed, they even have meters per foot. In other words, GPS is so precise in those vehicles. Like in my GPS, I could be at the corner of something and my GPS might still say turn in 50 feet.
Yeah, right,
Because the
yeah.
accuracy is like 50 feet.
Right.
This says, you're 2 inches away or
wow.
6 feet away from whatever
wow.
it is you're looking for.
Oh my.
And then the military, yes, their heads-up display. We have mentioned once before that in Tampa, there are people that sit there all day long and they maneuver the satellite, and the satellite looks at what's going on Earth. And then that display is sent to the field operator, and he wears a helmet with a little 2-inch by 2-inch screen that's about 3 inches from his eyes, and usually his non-dominant eye, like a left eye.
Oh.
And he can see what's over the hill. So when a troop commander, for instance, wants to go down the road and there might be an ambush over the hill, The camera, the satellites already showed him what's there, sent it to Tampa. Tampa takes all the peripheral stuff out, sends it back to him, and he sees exactly how many people are over the hill, where they are, everything.
That's amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
That's amazing.
Everything, so that warfare is just becoming.
Do you know, and speaking of the warfare, there was an article by Kim Commando. We've talked about her before.
Yes.
But she does a radio show, and she's a computer, internet expert.
Yeah.
She said there's a new virus that will literally burn up your phone. It'll literally cause your phone to heat up to the point where it starts to burn. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
And so, and what that has to do with warfare is if the target is a massive computer somewhere, you don't any longer have to fly a plane and shoot a rocket at it. You could somehow give it a virus to cause it to burn up on its own.
Yeah. And viruses will linger for a long time. I had a virus in my own computer. I didn't even know I had it. But all of a sudden I noticed that when I went to Internet Explorer, instead of it opening up where I told it to open up, it was opening up somewhere else. And so I would always just hit home, and it would go to home, and it would be fine. I just ignored it. And so my IT guy says, no, you picked up a virus, and what it is doing is it's every time you open it up, it's going to go to a different site. So we tested it. We closed Internet Explorer, opened it, closed it, opened it. Every time I opened it, it went to a different site.
Yeah.
And so then we had to run ESRI, I believe it is, which is a virus detector. It's free online. And you don't download it to your computer. You just let it run offline. In other words, it comes into your computer. And it only found 2 viruses. And I said, okay, fine, delete them. And all that stopped. So they send things to your computer that stay dormant, and then 6 months later or whatever,
really?
They start activating.
Yeah, Doug recently went through that. He had a whole bunch of those redirect things that were taken over.
Yeah.
You have another phone call. Good morning. You're on there with Jim.
Yes, good morning, everybody, and Mr. Jim. First of all, Happy New Year, and I'm looking forward to next year's programming.
Yes, we are too. We don't know what it's going to be yet.
Very good.
Yes.
Hey, I'm in the market for a new transistor radio. I like my little transistor radios. I take them on the walks with my dog, and when I'm doing yard work, I always want to have WOC nearby. What do I look for on a radio that has a lot of strength to get a good reception? Is there certain markings or something?
You may not know it on the radio itself, but if you could pick up the spec sheet, you're looking for sensitivity. How sensitive is it? And normally it should be somewhere around minus 55, minus 65, which means the signal's super, super weak, but the receiver will pick it up. Now, I don't know about handheld transistor radios, but the ones you and I have talked about in White Springs, is that where it is?
Yeah.
That radio is sensitive. If you have one of those, I don't know how small they make them anymore. They're still tabletop, I
Is it
think.
called Seacrest? I can't remember now. See something. I'll look it
Yeah,
up.
but anyway, that is that one goes down to minus 85 sensitivity. I mean, but it has multiple bands. It has shortwave and FM and AM, and it may even by now have XM, which is your Sirius.
Oh, gosh.
So
So when I'm out shopping for a radio, in other words, I'm not going to find anything that's on the radio that says this is really good for reception.
No, they're all going to basically hype themselves. All I'm saying is all of them come with a spec sheet, and if they don't, just get the model number, do your Google search, and it'll tell you how sensitive it is.
Okay, very good. I would imagine the rule would be like, the more you pay for a radio, the better you're going to get, right?
Well, a lot of times it's looks. You're getting the cloth screen grill. You're getting, Jim can answer that question better than me, the ham radio operator gentleman. I'm sure he has the answers to all those. But as far as small held AM, FM radios, I guess they're all about the same. I know that's tongue-in-cheek when I say that, but I know the one that is made in White Springs, which is the tabletop one, that sucker is so sensitive. It is. I mean, like in our case, the FCC separates channels on purpose. Like we have 96.3, and then there might be 96.7. There is no 96.4 in our area, let's say.
No even numbers, right? Anywhere in the country.
Yeah, but even a 96.5, when you're trying to get a 96.3, will sometimes override. But when it's super sensitive like that, they have filters built into them. They have, they call them comb filters, COMB filters. And so as far as the handheld one, I think any small one, but maybe they'll let you try it. Just put the batteries in it, walk outside.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, very good idea.
Yeah, leave them your credit card.
Have a great New Year's, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I looked up real quick. I couldn't find the name of the one we were talking about from White Springs, but there was an interesting article on themasterswitch.com, and it does compare. These are all tabletop radios, so it's
Yeah,
not
that's
exactly
the thing.
what it's talking about.
That's all I know about is tabletop.
But some of them have kind of what you were talking about. They have AM, FM, and Wi-Fi, which is how you connect with Sirius, etc.
Okay.
So that's kind of interesting.
That's new,
isn't
yeah.
it? The Bose, and here's the thing too. The Bose, for example, the mechanism that receives the radio signal might not be superior, but the sound quality is because of the the technology that puts it through the speaker.
In your heart of hearts, Jim, on a personal note, what do you wish for family and the community for this coming year?
Yeah, well, Ocala's a pretty tight-knit community, I think, and there's always the people who came in and don't understand our town, We had a gentleman come in to visit me from Fort Lauderdale, and he was just coming up and turning around and driving back, and I suggested he spend the night and go down and look at our area downtown, and he did, and the lights, and he went to Harry's for dinner.
Aww.
And he just went crazy. He brought his wife and kids with him, and they could not believe it. And now they're from Lauderdale, which has a lot of neon lights and a lot of but nothing like what Ocala has. And so the city manager 2 weeks ago gave a presentation in the morning on what has happened so far in Ocala in 2017 and where we want to be in 2018. And they just want more civic activities. They want to make sure that the roads are paved, and they want to make sure that we can get in and out easy. But they want us to know that they're looking for volunteers also to help put information into the community. In other words, what would you like to see, like a downtown hotel and such. And let's hope that works out, that people just become a tighter-knit family. Yeah, oh, you found old Lang Syne? I often wonder what that meant.
Yeah.
Old times gone, right? We learned
Old
yesterday.
times ago?
Yeah.
Oh, that was get the heck out of Dodge or something. All right.
Well, Happy New Year, Jim.
Thank you.
Always fun. I am looking forward to the new year as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Got all
everything you
new
do.
stuff. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says the Russia election meddling investigation makes the United States look bad, and he'd like it to end sooner rather than later.
The president told the New York Times he believes special counsel Robert Mueller will treat him fairly and that the inquiry has found no collusion. He also commented on the possibility of the Justice Department reopening the Clinton email investigation, saying, quote, "I have the absolute right to do what I want with the Justice Department, but for purposes